Hey, how's it going, everybody? BurntBrian here, and it is time once again for a new Thirsty Thursday. And if you're new to my channel, basically, this is an adaptation to my Catchin a Buzz series, where instead of just looking at one beer, I take on 3 beers back to back to maximize the buzz. So, let's start the show. So for those of you who don't know, Thursdays are my Fridays, and that's the time when I want to kick back, relax, and enjoy some cold adult beverages after a long, hard week at work. And I have 3 really awesome beers to share with you guys today. The first one we're going to start off with is called Radler, and this one is from Boulevard Brewing Company. Nice, simple can design. I've liked everything I've had from them. The reason why I picked this ginger lemon drink, it just sounds really nice and refreshing, and with the Florida heat that we've been having, it's not even the dog days of summer yet, and it is ridiculously hot here. And so since it's been a nice long hot day, I figured I'd crack open this one to start off with. On the side it says Sunshine Season calls for a uniquely refreshing brew with added zing. Ginger Lemon Radler is our take on the classic German cyclist. Bright and easy drinking with tangy citrus and a touch of spice. Sounds beautiful, sounds delicious. Let's go ahead and pop the top. And about what I was expecting it to look like, although it is a lot more murkier than I thought. Like, I kind of expected it to be more of a see-through beer, but coming from Boulevard, I guess, you know, I do expect a harder, maybe less filtered beer, which is great. I tend to like the more less filtered beers. They just seem to have, you know, so much, you know, better, more of the beer flavor, in my opinion. But really nice looking beer. Ooh, smells really good. Definitely picking up the ginger and a little citrus lemon note in there. I'm a huge fan of ginger. Every time I make a green juice, like a green drink, I really have a hard time drinking those, so I load it down with ginger and lemon. Kind of smells like a hot toddy in a sense. Anyway, let's go ahead and taste it. Oh yeah, that is very smooth, refreshing. Again, it's got, you know, a nice little pop, like a zing to it, like it says. Wow. Really tasty beer. So, you guys know the drill. I'm going to sit back, relax a little bit, and we'll be back at the final drop. On second thought, no break is needed with this one. It is really, really smooth. Check it out. I mean, man, just so easy to drink. I don't know what the alcohol content is this. I imagine it's probably pretty low, like somewhere around like a 5% or a 4.5, something like that. But if it's higher than that, I'd be pretty impressed. I mean, damn, that was a very, very easy to drink beer. I think that it may end up being like almost too acidic or too, I don't know, it just may have too much lemon in it. It might not settle very well with the stomach if you're gonna try to drink a lot of these. But if you just want to have like 1 or 2 instead of having a lemonade, something like this would be really awesome on a nice hot day like this. But anyway, on to the next one. So with a nice little buzz kicking, we're gonna step things up a good bit with the Hophead Red from Green Flash Brewing Company. And I've really enjoyed all the different beers I've had from these folks. I think probably one of my favorites is Road Warrior, and I haven't had this one yet, but it does sound pretty killer. And this is their Double Red India Pale Ale, which is dry hopped with Amarillo hops. And on the side here it says it's a luscious beauty. Hophead Red exudes resinous, hoppy qualities from Amarillo, Warrior, and Nugget to overtake full-body depths of a caramel malt base. Captivating and seductive floral aromas and alluring hop flavors are the result of dry hopping with mountains of Amarillo. The blissful union of Double India Pale and Red Ale make Hophead Red an unforgettable obsession. Experience love at first sip every time. Love that. This one is 8.1% per volume with 70 on the IBU scale, so it's definitely going to be a pretty bitter beer, which is kind of how I like it. But let's go ahead and jump right into this one. We look on the pour here. Yeah, about like I expected. Good red ale. It's got dark qualities to it, but of course with the union of the pale ale, it cuts a little bit of the darkness out. Really nice looking beer. A little bit of head to it. Smells very hoppy just right away on the aroma, and that's kind of what I expect. Pretty much all of Green Flash Brewing is really, I mean, most of the ones I've had anyway, are very hoppy beers, really good, strong beers. All right, I do smell the red ale qualities too. Anyway, let's taste it. Oh yeah, definitely, it is a really nice union. I'm typically not a big fan of kind of red ales by themselves. And of course, if you don't know, I'm a huge fan of IPAs and a lot of different pale ales, but the union of the two together, it is really nice. I mean, it's a beautiful combination. Oh yeah. All right, well, let me sit back, relax, enjoy this one. We'll be back at the last sip. Down the hatch. You know, it's a really good beer. It's kind of got a thicker mouthfeel to it, so I mean, maybe if you're like chilling out inside, you're relaxing, just sipping on it, this is going to be an awesome one. If you're sitting under the direct sun, just sitting around with friends, shooting the shit and drinking a lot of beers, this one's probably not going to be it. I mean, definitely one that's meant to be savored and kind of sipped on and enjoyed in that way. So, but a really, really good beer. I mean, definitely one that I will explore more of later on. But I'm already catching a really good buzz. Time to move on to the final beer. As the sun is going down and the insects are all singing, it's time for the last beer of the day, and the one we're taking a look at is the Showdown Rye IPA from Great Divide Brewing Company. And these guys are out of Denver, Colorado, one of my absolute favorite places in the world. Colorado, my best friend Ben lives out there, and I will be hopefully going back out there sometime to hang out. I would love to go skiing again in the mountains. Love the place. And you know, after those first two beers, I have a really nice buzz kicking. So on the side here it says Showdown is an IPA reimagined with a heaping addition of hearty rye. This copper-hued beauty delivers an unmistakable spicy rye character, while a burly dose of American hops evokes the piney aroma of untamed wilderness. Balanced, bold, and brave, Showdown claims the prize. Very, very cool. I like that their beer actually has some suggested pairings, because honestly with these craft beers, it's just like wine in my opinion, and as you guys know, I'm a huge fan of everything within the realm of the culinary world, and I do think that beers pair very well with a lot of dishes. This one suggests chipotle pork enchiladas, refried beans, fire roasted corn salad, smoked gouda, and s'mores. So there's a lot of things you could do with those to you know, make some cool dishes. This one's at 8.3% per volume, so definitely a good solid beer. It was bottled May 11th, so we're kind of like just around into the prime time. Let's go ahead and pop the top. Ooh, nice carbonation on that one. You can hear the pop. And one thing about this beer company is that really their beers are somewhat unfiltered, or at least it's been my experience with them. And I'll see if we can see it in the low light here. But there are a lot of flecks, and I'm sure you can see those things swimming around in there. And again, there's nothing wrong with that if you don't know about these things in your beer. I mean, basically, a lot of times when you have a more unfiltered beer, you're getting a lot of the, you know, little yeast particles and things that come through. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. It's actually kind of like, I guess, somewhat good for you. But just like the description says, it's got that nice kind of copper color to it. Definitely picking up the rye notes, that biscuity kind of bread-like smell. And a nice little citrusy pininess that comes through. So I really like the description with the bold wilderness kind of thing coming through. Let's give it a taste. Ooh. That is a good one. Again, most of the beers I've had from Great Divide have been awesome. This one's the same. I remember I had Colette, I had Lasso. I really can't name a lot. Those are the first two that come to my head, but I've had a great majority, at least 6 or 7 out of their lineup. Definitely a really tasty beer. Alright, well let's amp this buzz up a little bit more and come back with the final verdict. Well, the video's almost over, cause I'm just about out of beer. I hope you've enjoyed the show. Salud. Oh yeah. Definitely have a really nice buzz kicking now after all three of these, and maybe I should switch my rotation. Maybe I should start with the heaviest one and end with the lighter one, because honestly, that kind of beer, that 8.3, and again, I love Great Divide Brewing Company, but it's just such a strong, heavy beer that it's kind of something you want to start the night with and not really finish it, at least in my opinion. I kind of want to finish off with something light, you know, and crisp, and maybe not so much something that's so thick and heavy. But all around, another really good beer. I liked all three of the ones I had today. You know, I'm going to try to explore and try some other beers. I mean, I've been picking up some different ones that I thought maybe I wouldn't like, and you know, I end up liking them. It's really weird. I just kind of can't really seem to find too much that grosses me out, other than some of the malt beverages that I've had, like Colt 45, just not a fan of. But anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed this Thirsty Thursday series. This is, again, my Friday, so it's just my time to sit back, relax, and catch a good buzz. Great way to start my weekend off, and you know, tomorrow's payday, so that's always a good thing. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody, and don't forget to join me on all the various social networking sites, from Instagram, Google+, Twitter, Facebook. I'm all over the place. If you play video games, you can join me on the Steam network, and if you're a connoisseur of fine craft beers, you can join me on Untapped as well. There should be links somewhere down below in the description box, or somewhere on my profile page. And again, I always enjoy interacting with you guys, so if you have any comments, questions, feedback, please be sure and leave me something down below. And here's a final thought for the day, or a final question to you guys. What's your favorite kind of beer to drink during a, or I don't know, even if it's not a beer, just your favorite drink in general to enjoy on a really hot day, you know, just a really sweltering hot day? Is it coffee? I mean, I know some weird people who like hot liquids on hot days, but anyway, thanks for watching again, everybody, and as always, stay toasty, my friends.